Orlando, Florida. Summer 2008. A quiet suburban neighborhood that would soon become the center of a nationwide storm. On July 15th, Caylee Anthony dialed 911. Her voice trembled as she told dispatchers that her granddaughter, 2-year-old Caylee Anthony, had been missing for 31 days. 31 days before anyone called police. This call launched what would become one of the most infamous trials in American history. A case filled with lies, bizarre behavior, and an ending that left the nation divided. At first, the Anthony family home was the center of hope. Volunteers searched fields, swamps, and woods. Posters with Caylee's bright smile appeared on telephone poles across Florida. The public rallied, desperate to find her alive. But hope quickly turned to suspicion. Caylee Anthony, Caylee's 22-year-old mother, had waited an entire month before reporting her daughter missing. And her explanations? They were filled with holes. Caylee claimed Caylee had been kidnapped by a nanny, a woman named Zani, or Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez. Detectives quickly discovered this nanny didn't exist. While her daughter was missing, Caylee was seen out partying at nightclubs, competing in a hot body contest, and shopping with friends. Photographs of her smiling and drinking surfaced in tabloids. To many, it seemed unimaginable. How could a mother act this way while her child was gone? The lies continued. Caylee told police she worked at Universal Studios. Investigators followed her into the building, only for her to admit halfway through the walk that she hadn't worked there in years. In December 2008, 6 months after Caylee vanished, a utility worker stumbled upon a chilling discovery: a small skull in a wooded area less than half a mile from the Anthony home. The remains were confirmed to be Caylee. Nearby lay a trash bag, duct tape, and a blanket from Caylee's room. For investigators, it was the evidence they had been dreading, and it pointed directly to Caylee. The trial began in 2011 and gripped the nation. Millions tuned in daily, making it one of the most watched court cases since O.J. Simpson. The prosecution argued that Caylee killed Caylee intentionally, using chloroform and duct tape, because she wanted her freedom back. They presented forensic evidence: traces of chloroform in Caylee's trunk, the smell of decomposition, and internet searches for terms like chloroform and neck breaking found on the family computer. They showed the jury photos of Caylee partying while Caylee was missing, painting her as careless, selfish, even monstrous. The defense, led by attorney Jose Baez, told a different story. They claimed Caylee accidentally drowned in the family pool and that Caylee's father, George Anthony, helped cover it up. They painted Caylee not as a murderer, but as a young woman raised in dysfunction and fear, conditioned to lie by years of abuse. Outside the courtroom, the media circus was relentless. Television networks broadcast every second. Talk shows debated Caylee's guilt. Protesters gathered outside the courthouse chanting, "Justice for Caylee." Some called Caylee the most hated woman in America. But inside, it was up to 12 jurors, ordinary citizens, to decide her fate. On July 5, 2011, after 6 weeks of testimony, the jury returned its verdict. The nation held its breath. Caylee Anthony was found not guilty of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and manslaughter. She was convicted only of lying to law enforcement. Gasps filled the courtroom. Across America, shock turned into outrage. How could a woman accused of so many lies, with so much circumstantial evidence, walk free? Caylee Anthony walked out of jail a free woman. But her life would never be the same. She went into hiding, shunned by the public, despised by many who still believe she got away with murder. To this day, she maintains her innocence. For Caylee Anthony, justice, in the eyes of many, was never served. And the case remains one of the most polarizing mysteries in American true crime history. Did the jury get it wrong, or was the evidence simply not enough? Was Caylee Anthony a murderer who escaped justice, or a deeply flawed young woman caught in a tragedy beyond comprehension? This is Crime Chronicles. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts below, and remember, the truth is often stranger and darker than fiction.